All right. What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. First and foremost, if you're new to the channel and looking to join an awesome network of like-minded individuals, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below. We'd love to add you to this awesome community of like-minded individuals. We have over 500 members here, actually right around like 525, something like that last I checked. Awesome stuff. I mean, we've had a lot of growth here over the last few days, a lot of new people tuning in, so that's always awesome. We also have a totally free Discord group chat that's down in the description box. Unlike some people that I've apparently been compared to, it's in the last 24 hours. Everything with me is totally free. I'm not going to charge you guys for anything that is on YouTube, on Discord, all that for free. So I'll put that to rest right now. But everything is down in the description box. My social media is there as well if you ever want to contact me through there. But by far, Discord is the easiest way to like ask me a question, get a hold of me. If you're wondering what I'm doing within the stock market and whatnot, I post screenshots of stuff I do. I'm not saying to mimic my trades or anything like that by any means, but that is where I post a lot of my activity, followed by probably Instagram and then Twitter. But all that should be down in the description box. Before we get going, I'm just going to make sure that we are actually live and going. We already have 2 of you tuning in, so that's awesome. And you can see overall on the day, we were up a little over, around 2.5% if you include the after hours move. Obviously, I'm heavily invested into oil right now. And overall this morning, we actually had a pretty big dip. I didn't know we were down this much. I was focused on buying, obviously buying low. And obviously, I'm holding long term and I will sell very, very high. I bought some GUSH and some more UWT. You can see right here what I did exactly. I bought 10 shares of UWT at 14. It continued to drop. I bought 5 more shares at 13.57, which I believe was actually pretty close to the low of the day for UWT. I don't know exactly. Yeah, it dropped around 13.30. It's always hard to get it right at the low of the day, right? I mean, I got it at what I say, 13.57. So I caught it pretty much right as it started going back up. I think I got it when it pulled back, actually, because it went up to like 13.65 or something when I was watching it early on this morning. And then I saw it pull back a little bit, and I set a limit order at 13.57 because I figured it would come down to around 13.55, but I didn't want to set my limit too low. I probably would have got filled, but whatever. Sometimes, I mean, it's a few pennies at the end of the day. It's not like I was buying hundreds of shares or anything. Just adding a little bit more every single, like I said, every pullback. I didn't think today was going to be quite as big of a pullback as it was early on in the morning with oil. You can see oil overall pulled back way further than I thought. I didn't think we were going to go below $54, but we just kept flushing this morning. But awesome buying opportunity. I know we had a few of you that were in drip, so I'm praying to God that you got out somewhere around $10, $11 today. It's still hovering around 10.56, so I mean, I hope you got out when it was around 11. I hope you did not bag hold. I mean, this thing was up overall at one point, I think like 10% or maybe even higher. I wasn't following drip. I was following UWT and DWT, and I actually got notification that DWT was up over like 10% at one point. It was almost up to like 950, 960 apparently. So if you were holding those short oil positions, I really hope you cash those out, because I don't think you're definitely going to get back-to-back drops in oil. I think it was an amazing buying opportunity. We were actually talking about that in the group chat this morning, and looking at our 180-day, still looking pretty good. But what I'm really focused on is our 1-hour chart, the 20-day 1-hour. You can see we just barely touched 53.30, which we coincidentally also touched pretty close to that. What day was that back here? On the 1st of the month. So what was that, like Thursday, I believe? Thursday or Friday, we touched the same point as well before going higher. I'm still in the boat that I think right around 55 to 55.25, somewhere in there, is a pretty strong resistance. I think we're going to test it tomorrow, and I think at that point we'll probably go ahead and push on through it and head on up to $56, $57 to end the week. But a lot to be determined still. For all we know, obviously oil could retest 55 overnight, which it looks like it's trying to. Looks like it's heading that way already. It could try to test 55 overnight, get smacked down hard tomorrow, and then who knows from there, right? But I think I'm still pretty bullish on oil overall. There's nothing that's really, if anything, today, like I said, was just an amazing buying opportunity. You can see we've had these pullbacks multiple times with oil, and it just slowly but surely continues just keep on chugging along, gaining 1% here, 0.5% there, 2% here. It adds up really quickly. I mean, we're from 47 up to almost 56. Right now we're around 55, of course. But yeah, I added some more. What was my Gush that I added? I added some Gush also. I bought that a little bit higher than I wanted to, I think. If I recall, I was trying to get it, if I remember right, for like around 11.10 or something like that. Let me see how low it went. Go to our 1 day. Yeah, I was trying to get it for around $11.10, but it just came back up so quick. I was also trying to get that UWT order filled as well, so I just missed out on getting it around 11.10. That's what I was trying to get it for, but it just took off too fast. And I saw when it was pulling back, I was like 11.15 to 11.20 is going to be our bounce point, and sure enough it was. So I got filled at what, like 11.24? Is that what it said? I was going there law. Yeah, 11.24 is where I got filled on that. So overall, I mean, I'm not mad about where I got filled on either one by any means. If we pull UWT up, my average price now has came down to 14.12. That's currently at 14.52, so I'm up almost 3% on that position already. And then if we go to Gush, I'm probably not up quite as much on Gush. My average buy price on Gush is 11.41. So I mean, I am actually up almost 4% on that total position as well. So that's awesome stuff. Can't complain about that. I've only been really buying these since what, right around Thursday. So pretty much in 2 or 3 days, I've gained roughly 2.5 to 4%. Which you can see overall, we're now positive on the account. What would you say, Law? No, I mean, I don't think oil's going to pull back tomorrow. I mean, I think today was definitely the buying opportunity for sure. I mean, you're probably still going to get some kind of low of the day still. I just don't think you're going to have this drop off that you had today. I think we're going to, if anything, what you might want to do, because I do think overall oil's going to bounce back. It'll probably be up about 1% tomorrow if I was a betting man, which would put us, we ended the day, where did we end the day anyways on oil? Ended the day right around 54.83. Is that where we, no, that's not where we ended the day. I don't remember exactly where it ended the day. That's based on the 4 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock Central Time. But it's up about 0.5% already. I think it's going to go up another 0.5%. Point being, I think it's going to test $55. So whenever it pops above $55, wherever you see that random spike that we see on the up days, you might want to short that. If you're looking for a day trade, you might want to short the high, hop in some DWT or hop in some drip. You'll make a quick, probably, I'm guessing, depending on how much it comes back down, 2 to 5% probably, depending on how long you stay in and whatnot. But I definitely think oil's probably going back over $55 tomorrow, and I think it's going to hold above 55 by the end of the day. I mean, you're not talking a huge move. Like I said, you're probably talking roughly 1%, maybe just over 1% move to the upside for oil. I know at one point oil was down like, what, 3% early on this morning. Pull up our 5-day chart. I think oil from the high of the day reached 55.75. So like from the high of the day, it dropped over 4%, about 4.25 roughly. So, I mean, I don't think you're going to get this kind of a sell-off, pullback, whatever you wish to call it, but I think you'll definitely get something similar to like Friday afternoon where we had, like I said, short that spike. See how we had the spike up to 55.64, try to short it right around 55.60. I'm not saying it's going to 55.60, but watch for that random spike where we get heavily overbought on what will be the 1 day 1 minute. Watch that 1 day 1 minute chart. Wait for just everything to go crazy for a couple minutes, and then just kind of short it, write it down, because say you got in this example right around 55.56 and oil came down about 1.25%, you're probably talking about, like I said, a 3 to 5, maybe even 6-7% upside for DWT or drip, whichever one you prefer to hop into. But I would not predict back-to-back down days for oil, especially on a day like today where it was down at one point like over 3%. But I loved it because, like we were talking about in the Discord group chat, it was an amazing buying opportunity. Average down on my positions, got the average buy cost lower, and we're up decently on those right now. And once I get paid again, I'm going to throw some more money in the account. And I mean, the goal pretty much, going again back to the long-term goal, I'm waiting for oil to hit around $65 at least before I start taking any positions off. I think we're definitely going to hit at least 65 this spring. Keyword spring, I don't think it's going to take till summer. I don't think we're going to be waiting till June, July for oil to hit 65. I think it's going to hit 65. I'm just kind of guesstimating here based on history. I think by around April, May at the latest, we're going to see 65 on oil. But point being, my goal is I continue to make more money, get more paychecks in. Of course, with all the extra money I have at the end of the month right now, I'll just continue to put money in the account, wait for a pullback like today, and then just keep buying shares, It will obviously cause my average buy cost to go up, but I'm waiting on those dips so I can get the perfect for the time of where UWT, which is what I'll be putting most of the money in. I'll just keep buying those dips. But I don't think UWT is probably going under $13 for now on. Look at today. I mean, we came down to around $13.50, $13.30 actually. Bounced off that beautifully, and now we're back up to $14.50 after hours. So, I mean, I'm pretty bullish on it overall. I do think 15 is going to be a pretty solid resistance, but once we break through 15 and we can keep going up and then pull back to it and bounce off of around 15, then I think that's also going to keep going on up to around $20 longer term. But we're also going to talk about natural gas a little bit, because natural gas, as I predicted, kept selling off today. It's up slightly after hours. Obviously, the new trading after hour window, whatever, for futures, the new futures window for tomorrow just opened up, and it's up slightly after hours. I keep saying after hours in the new futures window, but I wouldn't even look at it right now. Point being, though, we can see it's at 266 now. It broke 270, so I mean, I'm still in the boat that I think it's on its way down. It's just going to keep going down. There's a lot of people I know that are holding UGAZ. I'm sorry. I mean, how low did it go today? I didn't even look at UGAZ. It's down to $30. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't think it's going to go back up anytime soon. I think, like I said, you might get a dead cat bounce, but I mean, I said once it broke 270, I don't see it. Natural gas we're talking about. Once it broke 270, I think it's going all the way down to 250, 255 now. We're going based on our 1 year chart. Our next support's really right around 255, 250 to 255. So I mean, does that mean it's gonna fall straight down from here? No, but like I think it's probably gonna retest 270 if you're lucky. Which at that point, I would definitely hop out of any UGAS I had, unless if obviously some crazy shift happens where we get a random spike, of course, that you can't really predict at the end of the day. But just based on how it's moving right now, the technical show, it could drop as low as 250 within the next week or two for sure. But of course, natural gas seems to be the most unpredictable commodity of oil, natural gas, gold, like all that stuff we talk about. So I mean, that's why I don't trade it. I mean, the only way I would trade this is day trading. I tried holding a little bit of UGAS, and I'm so thankful I cut my losses when I did, because I can't imagine. I had gotten in at like $38, so I would have been down $8 a share right now. I think $8 to be exact, so I think I got in at like $38.80 or something like that. So, I mean, just look at, I mean, there's nothing attractive about being in UGAS. The only thing that I can think that you might think be attractive right around here is that, yes, it's like stupid oversold right now. It's going to at least get some sort of dead cat bounce probably within the next 2 days, and you might make a good 4 to 10% max off of it on a good day trade. That's the only way. I think I mentioned this in the description box, that I would consider playing as a day trade if I just happen to be looking at my trades, looking at the chart, happen to be looking at UGAS whenever it looks like it's at a perfect time for a little dead cat bounce. Other than that, I would just stay out of natural gas altogether, because now I'm not really looking at DGAS for a potential buy. It's too high for me to want to buy. It's going to start to approach some resistance right around what I say, like the first one would be around 115. probably between 110 and 115. So I mean, we're pretty close to the first level of resistance already. After that, you're talking 120, roughly 120 to 125. So I mean, there's just not a lot of area of, at least short term, for some sort of growth. It's starting to also approach overbought status for sure. Look at our 180 day as well. I mean, it's starting to show signs of overbought. It's just, natural gas is too tricky of a game for me. I don't like it as much. Oil, it's a lot more predictable. I mean, you get kind of the same stuff every week, every year. It's pretty predictable overall. You know, like I keep saying, you know there's going to be some pretty big sell-off within oil. Usually not quite as big as 76 down to 42, but you always know there's going to be some pretty big sell-off within oil. You know it's always going to come back over spring and summertime for the most part, most years. It's just pretty easy compared to natural gas, where I mean, anything and everything with natural gas you see and you think logically would cause natural gas to go up or cause natural gas to come down, it's just thrown out the window. Like, I know a lot of comments that I keep getting on the natural gas videos are, this doesn't make sense, we got cold on the way, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I know, but with the market doesn't care about logistics. Like, it doesn't care. So I mean, natural gas is just, it's a grown man's game for sure, and I do not want to be part of it. But for those of you trading UGAS, good luck, or DGAS even, good luck. It's right at an iffy time where it could go either way or the other for both of them, because like we just mentioned, DGAS is starting to approach overbought status as well. So it's really at the point where it's a coin flip right now. If you're in DGAS though, and you've been holding because you knew, like we kind of mentioned, that this is probably going to go up to 110 to 120 at least, I would consider depending on when you got in, I would consider taking some position off here. If you didn't already today, for sure tomorrow or Wednesday probably before the report. Because if you've been in for any period of time over the last week, I mean, you're up big. I mean, say you got in on the most flattest day, what looks like on the 28th, so about a week ago. If you got in about a week ago, you're up roughly 30%, or at the high of today, you were up about 30%. Why would you not take some position off at that? That is where greed starts to affect your trades. Like, take position off. Like me, I'm a chicken shit. Right here, I'd have been taking some positions off, up 8%, or right here, up 9-10%. I would have been taking positions off there. I mean, just, there's never nothing wrong with taking the profit and running with it until there's another good buying opportunity. Like I said, I'm in the boat that I think this is going to retrace to at least $100, maybe even $95, 97, 95, somewhere in there within this week. At that point, DGAS would be a little bit of it'd be a maybe at throwing some money in, but it's just not my game. But I know it's a lot of your all's game, so I wanted to definitely hit on it for you all. But natural gas, whew, it's up about 1/3% after hours, or the new trading session, overnight hours. Does looks like that's just today's support. Today's support, and that's another thing. You can definitely day trade UGAS, DGAS, stuff like that. But as for swing trading, there's no way in hell you would convince me to swing trade UGAS or DGAS right now, because like day trading this, yeah, that'd be awesome, because you could see by this morning, you could identify, okay, right around 265.8 roughly would be your support, roughly 2658 to let's just say 2656. You would identify that as your support. So you'd see obviously a double top tier, come back down, say okay, we're right around 266, find some confirmation, bam. So what would that mean for if you were trading the UGAS? That would mean we come over here, you look for some sort of confirmation, bam, hop in right here at 3106, and then just ride it up maybe to 3147. I mean, that's still not worth it in my opinion. You're all that stress for 1.5% of profit. I don't know. Yeah, it's just not worth it to me. They're just in tricky spots right now because their biggest moves always come overnight. Like you notice, DGAS 7:35 a.m. Central Time this morning had dropped all the way to 30.79 at that point. If we go back, let's just pull up the 5-day chart. You can see again after hours here, bam, dropped all the way down. It ended the day right around 37.53. By before the bell, 8:15 a.m. Central, 34.81. So another decent drop. Let's see if we go back to the previous day. Ended the day right around what, 38.64. Popped up to 40, and then by the bell, pretty much flat. So that was a flat overnight. Another gap down. So I mean, a lot of this stuff happens overnight when a lot of people aren't even awake to trade, for one. So I don't know. Like, pretty much your biggest movements are always overnight, is my whole point with these. And it's just, I mean, you have some more that continue to drop, and like I said, you can play those massive drops, but you better have some stupid fast internet, and you better be on top of it, because at that point, 2%, I mean, is it worth it? 2% profit? I don't know. I guess if you're doing this full time, and you can literally sit there and watch your laptop second by second, then it might be worth it to you. You could just play every big drop, gain 2%, big drop, gain 2%. Just play every drop, but that's not my kind of trading style, at least as of now. Like I said, now, if or when I go full time doing this, maybe I'll look at doing stuff like that with oil too, because we were just talking about how oil, you get the same thing with, let's look at DWT for example, or even UWT, since it was the one that kind of had the reversal throughout the day. So you saw this huge drop. You could play the drop right there, say you got in, and then you wrote it up, bam, 4% profit. And then, I mean, you didn't really have a big pullback after that, but I mean, you could have played that one, got in around 14, wrote it up 2% roughly, or keep riding up 3%. So I mean, you can do the same thing with all kinds of like ETFs, like inverse ETFs, like the oil ones, obviously natural gas, gold. We didn't even really talk about gold much. We'll probably talk more about gold tomorrow, but gold pretty much did exactly what I thought it would. It was down pretty heavy today. I don't think it's done. Like I said, I think it's going down to about 1310. If I remember right, no, did I say 1310 or 1300? I don't remember, but I think it will come down to around 1300 long term. Long term is in within the next like month or so. It's just starting to roll over. So I mean, yeah, I think right around 13, just under 13, it'll start to find some support. At least that's my opinion. Some people are super bullish on gold. I don't know if I've been saying oil or gold. I meant gold. Some people are bullish on gold. They think it's gonna kind of bounce. I think they said, what did I hear this morning? I thought I heard someone say like 13.15 or something like that. Maybe right here. Maybe because of what we got going on right here. I don't know. I don't really see it. We're right around there right now, so that'll be interesting to see. But I'm short-term bearish on gold. I think it's gonna come down to around 13. But that'll be interesting to see. That dropped pretty good today overall. Looking at today's chart, you can see it dropped down to 13, just under 13 at one point. So yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll talk about gold probably a little bit more tomorrow, but pretty much the only thing that I'm still watching, I'm watching oil. It looks like it's hovering right around 54.80 still. Yeah, it doesn't really move a god awful lot at the beginning of the session. I'll take a look at it probably here in a few hours, probably around, it's around 6 o'clock, just before 6 o'clock where I'm at in Central Time. I'll probably take a look at it around 8 or 9 o'clock and see what happens. But I'm still bullish on oil, and like I said, if anything, I'm looking for more buying opportunities within GUSH, UWT, and if anything, I might hop in some DWT at its, what I identify as a possible low of the day, where we have a big drop, and then kind of like what I kind of did it with UWT today. I identified a mass pullback, a huge pullback, hopped in, and what I would do in DWT's case, since I'm not bullish on that, is like we were just talking about, hop in near what you identify as a low of the day, ride it up for maybe 1 to 2%, 3 or 4 if you've got enough time, again, to sit there and watch it. I don't. I only have maybe 10 minutes at a time to sit here and kind of watch it. so I'd make a quick 2% on a day trade with DWT. I'm showing UWT because it was down today, obviously, but looking for DWT, finding some low of the day within DWT, and then I'll maybe day trade it. But still looking for buying opportunities within UWT and GUSH for the most part. And like I said, with natural gas, it's at a crossroad. I mean, it's to the point where if it doesn't get back, didn't mean oil, if it doesn't get back over 270 tomorrow, then I just think it's going down to 250, 255. That's just my 2 cents on that. Now, again, this could all change by the weekly report, which is Thursday, if I remember right as well. Thursday morning, a little bit after the bell. Like I said, there's this website that is totally free for everybody. I forgot to look up the YouTuber in my history that pointed this website out. It's called EIA.gov. I don't know if it's in the description box right now. It might be. If not, you can just type it in. It's EIA.gov, and like I said, I meant to put it in our Discord group chat last night, but I forgot to, so I'll try to remember to do that as soon as I hop off this stream. But EIA.gov, I'm gonna dive into it a little bit tonight, maybe if I got some time, and look into it a little bit. But from what the guy was showing, I mean, there's a lot of good information in here regarding oil, natural gas, coal, even apparently, just all kinds of stuff. So definitely suggest you guys look into that, especially if you're trading the natural gas, oils. You're trying to learn up a little bit more on it before you hop in for any long-term swing trades or anything like that. It's definitely a good resource to use. I mean, it's a government website, so I mean, it's not like any BS or anything, or at least so we hope. It is government though, so you never know, right? But got 5 of you tuning in, so that's awesome stuff for sure. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below and turn on that bell icon. We go live just about almost every single day. We for sure go live every single Sunday for our Sunday stock watch, where I just pretty much look at oil futures, natural gas futures. We look at gold a little bit as well. And if you guys ever have any questions or tickers that you want me to take a look at, I'll look at those as well. And then, like I said, we go live almost every single day, every day that I've got a good 30 minutes to an hour to hop on here with you guys. Today it's going to be a little bit short because I have a few things I need to address here in the next half hour or so. I need to run a quick errand. But I will be in the Discord group chat probably throughout the night, especially if there's any big swings in oil or natural gas or anything. And of course, if you guys have any questions, that group chat is down in the description box. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me, because if you @ my name in the chat, it'll send it to me like a message, like I'll get a notification right away. Or YouTube sometimes slacks on the comments. Sometimes I don't get the notification until I upload YouTube for whatever reason. But on that note, I'll go ahead and wrap the stream up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream too. If you did, definitely make sure to smash that like button. I greatly appreciate that. And like I said, if you're new here, we'd love to have you here. Definitely hit that subscribe button below. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making your profits, covering your profits, and achieving your financial freedom this year. And I'll see you guys probably again tomorrow for another live stream. Take it easy, guys.